this is a team that attracts a ton of eyeballs. But you mentioned that sometimes they need to be in the background a little bit more. And actually, a story came out today from the Athletic about Kawhi Leonard and where perhaps the Lakers got in a little bit of trouble because our old friend Magic Johnson made the details of his conversations with Kawhi's uncle public, and that maybe that sort of eliminated the Lakers from the list of teams that Kawhi was really considering. What was your take on that? Was that like, I mean, I know we're talking about all this stuff with the Lakers drawing eyeballs and everything like that, but is that a weird situation for the Lakers to be in, where now Magic Johnson might have cost them a shot at Kawhi Leonard if we're believing this report?
Trev, I've kind of gone away from all these. I would call them conspiracy theories. That anything associated with the Lakers, it's like no matter what happens, there's going to come a story out that, well, the Lakers did this wrong, or
Right.
if the Lakers didn't do this, that would have happened. And to be honest with you, look, I don't know one way or the other, right? Like, how are we supposed to know? And tomorrow, Kawhi Leonard obviously gets introduced with the Clippers. Maybe there's a question that comes up of why he picked the Clippers over the Lakers, or whatever the case is, and maybe we'll get a little bit more, maybe a little more details from there. But for all we know, remember when that interview was happening, there was conversations about Kawhi doesn't even want to meet with Pelinka. He just wants to meet with Magic.
Right. Yeah.
I can't sit here and tell you that without me really knowing, the story and the truth. We can sit here all day long and just create these conspiracy theories. And I think it's unfair to the Lakers. They've been a punching bag for how long now when it comes to, mistakes within the organization. And don't get me wrong, they've had their own mistakes. I mean, Magic stepping
Plenty.
down without telling the rest of the organization and talking to the media for an hour and a half, probably not a good look. Magic going on First Take, probably not a good look. So I do think the Lakers, and Magic included, have hurt themselves a lot over these last 6 months or a year or whatever the case is. But at the same time, some of these stories come out with no confirmation. There's no facts here. These are just hypotheticals. And those are tough to play with, because we want to, as journalists, make sure that anything that comes out is factual, not, well, we think, or this could be the case. So I'm one to say I don't believe that story until there's some actual facts that story is real.
Yeah, so until Kawhi says, yes, I decided not to sign with the Lakers because some of this was made public, then yeah, I mean, look, we saw it for the past 3 months, like you mentioned, right? The Lakers were just taking one shot after another after another. It was one negative story, and I've always considered this. You look around the league, 29 other teams have all the reason in the world to make the Lakers sound as dysfunctional as possible. And that's not saying that they aren't or that they haven't had their issues. But again, in a competitive league like this, when you've got an anonymous source, I mean, there's so much motive out there to trash the Lakers and make them sound bad, right? Because who wants a big, bad Lakers team that's winning championships again? Those 29 other teams they have to play against certainly don't. So I'd like to take, like you do, I take stuff like this with a bit of a grain of salt. Look, hopefully that isn't what really happened. But again, like you said, unless Kawhi comes out and says, yes, that was it, we won't really know.
A lot of it makes for a good story.
Mm-hmm.
That's what ESPN ran with today. That's what Fox Sports ran with
Right.
today. We're having that conversation right now. So it makes for a good story. But I don't know if it's true, So, I mean, it could – I can see where if that was the case, I can see that wasn't because of that meeting with Magic. It probably, could have something to do with just there's always a spotlight on the Lakers and there will never be that spotlight on the Clippers. Hell, it could just be the bottom line is that, Kawhi Leonard gets an opportunity to play with Paul George. I think the Clippers brand probably aligns more with him than the Lakers because he's such a under the radar type of
Right.
guy anyways. And it's not Showtime and everything else. Maybe it just had to do with that, and that the Clippers, have made a good case for him to come play there and don't play with LeBron, build your own legacy. Maybe it just came down to that. But to just say, to have these reports out there that says, well, it's because Magic leaked some information, we'll have to wait and find out. If that is the case, then, obviously that's a big blow to the Lakers, but I'm not going to, make that assumption that that's the case. That's not one that I'm running with.